are on part 2 of my Southwest US trip. We are packing up in Las Vegas. We started off the morning by going downstairs in the Paris Hotel to get some breakfast. Regardless, the vibes were still good because I feel like everybody was either leaving or just arriving in the Paris Hotel. So we were in a good spot where not a lot of people were in there. We wanted to check out the mall that was next door while we waited to get our rental car to go on our little road trip. I did some shopping, of course. When the rental car arrived, we packed up everything and we're on our way to lunch before really heading off on this road trip. You're probably wondering, where are the clips of the food, Sonia? The answer is I did not like it. And if you want to figure out more about what I feel about that place, you can follow me on Belly. I am not sponsored by them, but I love them. So if you want to see more of my food recommendations, go ahead and download that app and follow me. All the views while we were driving were so incredible though, especially for someone from the Midwest. We don't really see mountains or high elevation, I would say, unless you're going somewhere really far up north. But this was really nice to see, and especially seeing the super clean roads. Like I would expect maybe some damages from the rocks or debris, but it was super clean and well taken care of. The other thing was the earth was such a beautiful, vibrant, red, rusty color, like just beautiful. At this point, we have entered the Valley of Fire, which is a very popular, I think it's a national park of some sort. I'm actually not 100% sure. Super stunning and beautiful. There were also mountain goats. It was so breathtaking. I don't know if I can use the right words to describe how I felt when I was there. All this really means is it's a great place for pictures, especially if you aren't used to being in this environment. I think the colors just pop out so nicely. This was a whole big driving path and there were a lot of stops along the way, which makes it perfect for a family activity. At this point in the day, we were really getting burnt out by the heat and all the walking, so we made a last stop at Seven Sisters, which was awesome to see. And then we packed up to get to a grocery store, grab some quick lunch, and head to Utah. It really wasn't that long before we crossed both Arizona and into Utah borders. We did not go as far as Salt Lake City. That was not on the agenda for this trip, but we decided to stop in Kanab. We did not do too much to end the night. We were so tired from the whole day, so we quickly went to bed and got up really early for the next day because we were heading to the Grand Canyon. We were making a few stops along the way, but I think we honestly underestimated how expensive the guided tours are. Not that there's anything wrong with their pricing, I think we were just not prepared for that. So we opted to just do self-guided, which ultimately brought us to Horseshoe Bend. There were a lot of tourists out, lots of big groups. I think there were some school groups that were traveling too, but this site was beautiful to see, just like how you see in the pictures. As beautiful as it was very hot and there wasn't a whole lot of shade where this was, so we needed to get back in the car and keep heading on our way to Grand Canyon. There were quite a few tents set up on the side of each road, so I decided to stop by and I got myself and my sister an anklet. Then we saw a lot of people walking across this bridge where there was a river underneath. It was so beautiful and I really love this pit stop. I think we needed one. Again, this is probably the most type B trip my family has ever taken. Usually we're so planned out, but I really liked just hopping wherever we wanted to go. A couple more miles in and we finally made it to Grand Canyon. We entered through the North Rim. You guys, it was so beautiful, and I knew that obviously, and I know a lot of people come and visit, but I think seeing it in person was just so different. One of these days, I would love to stay here for a weekend. The log cabins are really cute. I feel like there's a lot of food options. The weather is generally cooler up here too, and I feel like there's a lot to explore. I could chill in one of these chairs and read a book for a couple of hours, people watch, eat some dinner up here. There was also some really exciting events that we couldn't stay for. Like they had constellation tours, they had astronomers come in and give talks. Like I feel like these are great things that we missed out on that I would love to come back for. This part of the trip was the most relaxing part for me, honestly, just driving through, not even touching my phone, just hanging out with my siblings and my parents and spending time together. As the evening came, we went back to Kanab and stopped at Big Al's Burger at the Junction. This place is so fun. Just burgers and milkshakes, but definitely a community favorite because the line was out the door. The final day of our trip was here. So sad. I don't want it to end, but we stopped by Maverick. It's a gas station and Honey's Marketplace to quickly grab some snacks and drinks before starting on our journey for today. We stopped by the Sand Caves, which is something that some of our friends recommended for us to visit. It was really stunning and beautiful, but honestly, me and my sister and my mom, we chickened out of climbing up to the top and seeing the actual sand caves. My brother did, and so he got to see the full experience. I really wish I tried because the video he showed me was absolutely breathtaking. You can see everything from up there, like down to the highway. But I just didn't want to risk it because I knew we were heading to Zion National Park, and so I knew the day already was going to be long. I just didn't want to risk getting hurt or, I don't know, just something happening that's bad. But I saw these kids climbing and they looked like they had so much fun, so I was really jealous. Should not have chickened out, but you know, one day I'll come back and visit again. The drive to Zion National Park was long, and we were already kind of late in the day than when we wanted to really get there. We knew parking was going to be a difficult situation, but you know, things just kind of unfolded that way. We eventually got to park our car right near the front, and we hopped on this trolley that takes you to all the different stops. Our first stop was the Emerald Pools. We were recommended this place by our friends as well, and honestly, the name just sounds cool. There were 3 different ways that you could go on this trail that leads you to the Emerald Pools, and we thought we were choosing the more easier one. Let me tell you, that was definitely the harder route compared to on the way back down. We actually took the first route, which we should have taken to start with, and it was so much easier. When I mean easier, I mean like the second route was paved sidewalk, like easy to go. Either way, we got where we needed to go, and honestly I was proud of us because we made it through all of that hiking. Now I think the time of the year that we went has a big factor into this, but the Emerald Pool, it wasn't really pooling the way that I expected it to based on the videos. I mean, I still liked it. I'm not complaining. And the views were so breathtaking. Just take a look at this. We ended our little hike with this waterfall. It was a great way to cool down. A lot of people were resting in this area, so it was just really nice to lay low for a little bit. But this was the end of our trip, and by the time we reached the bottom, we just refueled, headed back in the car so that we can go home. If you've made it to the end of this vlog, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!